Algebra Nation, page 107, problem square root 36.
What's up, Algebra Nation? Let's go ahead and go through another problem. Here's what we have. The area of the softball field below, notice we have a nice little diamond here, home plate, first base, second base, third base. The area of this softball field is 3,600 square feet. The bases of the softball diamond are located at the corners, like the picture says. We want to know how far is a throw from third base to home plate. That's an interesting question. All right, so start with the question itself. Try to break down what this means. How far is a throw from third base to home plate? What that means is we're standing on third base, got the ball in our glove, trying to throw the guy out at home, right? So we're going to throw the ball from third base to home plate right here. That's where we're aiming. So that's our throw. Now we want to figure out what is the distance of that throw. But notice what I've colored in here is actually the length of the square created by these bases here. All right, so we've got a length for the square. Cool. Go ahead and call that L, and that's what we're looking for. We want to find that length. All right, so we have an area given to us. We're told that the area is 3,600 square feet. I'm running out of room. 3,600 square feet is the area. All right, well, area is always length times width. But notice here that since we have a square, of course, it's just going to be the length times the length again to find the area. So area is always length times width. We know that formula for rectangles. But for squares, this square is a special kind of rectangle, it ends up being actually the length times the length. So it's going to be L times L. Okay. Now, whenever we have L times L, we have a special way of writing that, right? We can write that as L squared. And in this case, we're also given a value for the area. We're told the area is 3,600 square feet. So we could set this equal to 3,600 square feet. And now notice we have an equation here with an exponent that we need to solve. So let's talk about how to solve that. All right, so I'm going to write again. That's what we're trying to solve. L squared is equal to 3,600 square feet. Now, in order to solve for, well, what are we solving for? We're solving for L, right? We wanted this length here, so we need to solve for L. So we have L squared. The way that we undo L squared is we take the square root, and anything we do to the left side, we have to do to the right side as well. All right, so square root of L squared, I got that. That's L. We just undid the exponent. That was the idea. Now, on the other hand, we have to, on the other side, we have to take the square root of 3,600. If you could do that in your head, congratulations, you're a genius, and you probably don't need to be watching Algebra Nation, right? I can't do that in my head. Let's go ahead and do the square root on our calculators. Here's what you do. You hit 3,600. Go ahead and punch that in. And then you're going to hit the square root button up here. And there we go. It's 60. 60 is the square root of 3,600. And then if we take the square root of feet squared as well, well, that's going to be the same thing. That's just going to be feet. All right? So just, again, we cancel out that exponent just like we did with this exponent on the left. So there's our answer. 60 feet is the distance from third base to home plate on a softball field. Look it up. It's a fact. I guess that's another way you can solve this problem, right? You could Google it. Probably not. You're not going to have Google on the EOC, all right? So you need to be able to do it mathematically. But there we go. L is equal to 60 feet. So start with your answer here. Figure out what the information is that's given to you. And I know that I like to do sort of what I did here. I like to actually draw a picture. Whenever I have a word problem like this, it helps a lot of times to draw a picture. And then I need to write an equation. So I start with my given equation that I just know, area is length times width. And then for this specific problem, I have a way of talking about the lengths, and I'm also given an area. So that's how I generate that equation, and then from there you just got to solve it using a little bit of algebra. All right? So if you have any other questions, feel free to post them on the wall.